What's going on, everyone? Talon here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. And in this one we're going to be doing some more Shadowlands, except this time around I'm going to try to do Shadowlands with all Tier 1 characters, just to give you guys an idea of what characters can be used on what floors, and you can kind of see how I go about it. I'm not guaranteeing I'll be able to do all the floors with Tier 1 characters, but I will try. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing, and first let's go ahead and take a look at my cards so you can kind of see the stats that I'm getting from my cards here to help out my heroes. Whoops, wrong one. There we go, view card effects. Alright, so I'm getting 10% all attack speed, we're getting all attack 24%, physical attack 18%, energy attack 10%, ignore defense 11%, and skill cooldown 29%. So these are pretty much just all average stats. I think this is pretty much what the average player will get their cards up to without spending too many crystals or anything like that. This is pretty much just just pretty much rolling to mythic level cards, and that's pretty much what I'm working with there for my cards. And then also, just to show you, I am not getting any extra help from my alliance here for Shadowlands. I do have no boosts here for Shadowlands. So that's also something to keep in mind. So I'm not getting that increase of skill cooldown, dodge, or any of the extra damage during this run. Alright, so now that that is out of the way, let's go ahead and get back into Shadowlands here and take a look at the first floor. Alright, so the first floor here, we're going to need a combat character. Generally, I like to use Sif here. She does pretty well, depending on how lucky I get with bunching them up. She can do it either by herself, or sometimes I have to switch just to get a little bit of a heal. So usually I like to throw in two of my lower level characters, like I will usually use... Alright, thank you for the EXP chips. We'll usually throw in like Hulkling or Drax or something like that, one of those two. But for now we're just going to throw in... Yeah, I think we'll just throw these two guys in just in case we need to switch. Her leadership is fine with the HP boost, so let's give it a try. Alright, so I usually like to run to the corner to try to see if I can bunch them up. They didn't quite cooperate with me right there. And Hawkeye's probably going to be the most annoying out of the two because he can stun you. Alright, so at least we have him in the corner for now. Wow, they're both iframing. Alright, yeah, so it looks like we had to switch. Can we stop with having both of you guys iframe at the same time? That's pretty unlucky. Oh, I was trying to switch there. There we go. Alright, so down to just Ant-Man now. Alright, there we go. So we're able to get it with Sif. As you can see, I had to switch a few times, but probably be soloed, of course, if you play better than me, or if you get a little luckier and kind of the enemy skill rotation. I can't believe they were iframing so much at the same time there at the end, but not too bad. So Sif is a nice choice here for floor 1 if you have her, especially you're going to want the uniform for this floor so that you can get that iframe on the 4th skill, because that helps quite a bit. And also, if you do get your bonuses, of course, from your alliance, you will have a better skill rotation than I have there, because you will have max skill cooldown instead of about 30% or 35% or whatever she's at. So now let's go ahead and get into the 2nd floor. Alright, so the 2nd floor here is always going to be the 3 rumbles. Preferably, I like to do the Red Hulk rumble. It is a little bit easier than the other 2. And generally here I will use, if I can find him, I usually use Lincoln and Malekith and okay, who else do I usually use here? Oh, I don't remember who I usually pair with them. Oh, I usually would pair Coulson with them. That's right, but I have him at tier 2 now, so I can't use Coulson anymore. So who should I replace that with? Let's go with... Where is he? Yeah, let's go with Kingpin, I think. Yeah, go with Kingpin here. Lincoln's going to be the main star here, of course, because he has a lot of crowd control, and we're going to give him his leadership so that he gets the extra damage boost. So let's go ahead and bring this team in here and see how they do. Usually it will take me 1 or 2 tries at least with this team, just depending on how lucky I get with crowd controlling them in the beginning. But we will see. Alright, so here you want to focus on Venom, because he's, yeah, the most annoying. As you can see, this. There we go. So... Okay, what stunned me? What the heck? Alright, guys. Just bunch up for me, please. Thank you. But as you can see, get hit once and they will, yeah, crowd control you the whole time. So, that was a decent first try. Alright, so there we go. We're able to get it on the second try here. It was pretty much just about making sure that Venom was being crowd controlled, because Venom is the most dangerous out of them because of all of his crowd control. So this is a decent team for this floor. I think if you have your Lincoln built up, of course you can probably solo it, because he does have a lot of crowd control on his own, so I don't think you'll have too much of an issue, especially with the guard on his third skill now. So let's go ahead and move on to the third floor. Alright, so floor 3 we have all rally modes, so you could pretty much choose whichever one you feel most comfortable with. The universal is by far going to be the easiest, but I think it comes up the most often. So I usually like to try to save some of my universal characters for a little later on instead of the early floors. So right here I usually like to do the blast one. So for this one I just use Songbird here because she's able to do this one on her own, so it's a nice easy clear for Songbird. Alright, so the only thing you have to worry about here is the fact that for some reason these guys have really high dodge rate, and I don't know why that is. Alright, so, oh, geez, look, see, they keep dodging. So once you get them together, it's pretty much just use your regular attack, your normal attack, and then just switch between the two CC skills for 1 and 2 skill. And of course you can keep the shield up because when the next enemy comes in it can be annoying, or if for some reason they keep dodging all of your attacks, you at least have that guard up just in case. Because as you can see, Hulkbuster dodged, and he dodged again. That's quite amazing. Alright, so now we're just down the cap here, so this should be pretty easy. There we go again with the dodging. But anyway, there we go. We got that one first try. So a nice easy clear here for Songbird. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next floor. Alright, now we move on to floor 4. So here we have 2 rumbles in a rally mode. And here, as you can see, the universal mode is back again. So go ahead and choose this one. So if I had chose the universal last time, I would have been a universal character short. I mean, I have enough to do a few universals, but like I said, they come up kind of often, so I kind of like to save my universal characters for situations where I kind of have to use them, because I don't really want to do either of those rumbles. So we're going to go ahead and use, where is she? Clea here. So I believe we're just going to use only Clea. Sometimes I need a switch when I'm using her, but not always. So maybe I'll throw in these 2 1-stars here just in case I need to switch. Yeah, so alright, yeah, let's try this out. Alright, so you pretty much want to get that silence down as soon as possible, and then just keep the silence up all the time, and also try to keep your clones up all the time as well, because they will help to CC. Wow, Ronin, are you kidding me? Well, I guess we gotta try that again. Jeez. I don't know what the hell happened there with Ronin. He came in and like one-shotted me. That was ridiculous. Alright, so let's give that another go. Alright, round 2. It's all about pretty much making sure that you keep them silenced, and you should be good. Alright, so there we go. It was a nice, easy clear for Clea. I got it there on the second try. Like I said, I'm not sure what happened that first try. Just got, I guess, a little unlucky with that hit. But it should be pretty easy for Clea because of the silence from that circle. And then if you have her clones up, pretty much just having the clones up and using your auto attack will keep the enemy stunned. So you should have plenty of time to let your skills cool down so that they'll be ready to use. But yeah, like I said, the main thing is have your clones up and have that circle up, and then just auto attack to make sure that they're stunned in between casting your skills. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next floor. Alright, so here we are at floor 5. So we have 2 rumbles and a rally again, just like the last floor. So that's why it's kind of important to save your universal characters for situations like this. So like I said, if you have the option and the universal's there, but there's also another rally or an easier mode than a rumble, I would usually try to take that one so that you can save your universal characters. Alright, so for this one, we're just going to go ahead and use the classic team, which is Jane Foster and Ghost Rider. So let's go ahead, bring them in, and get this one cleared out nice and fast. Alright, so there we go. Nice easy clear for this team here. This is generally the most reliable team if you want to get a nice easy clear on the Universal Rally mode. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next floor. Alright guys, so that was the first 5 floors, so that's going to be it for this first episode here. In the next one we're going to try to tackle the next 5 floors, and we're going to keep going on from there until I can't beat any of the floors with my Tier 1 characters. So I will catch you guys in the next one.